Hello. We want to look at the two documents between Christopher Columbus and Cabeza de Vaca and see if we can see they're both European explorers, but can we see differences in their tone? So let's open up Christopher Columbus's document, look through this one. Um, if you look at his language, um, he says here that these people could be converted to our holy faith. He does claim that this is going to be by love rather than force. However, that's a little suspect since he later says that, let's come down here. They should be good servants and intelligent, for I observed that they quickly took in what was said to them, and I believe they would easily be made Christians, as it appears to me that they had no religion. So here he is saying, I'm going to enslave a few of these people. In fact, he says, I'll bring 6 of them, and we'll give them we'll teach them to speak, and we'll give them religion, because according to him, they don't have a religion, and they would make good servants, according to him. Look at the way he also describes indigenous peoples, almost as though they are specimens, right? He's describing them in the same way that he might describe the land or might describe animals that he sees there. He's not really describing them as human beings when he describes them here. Their hair is short and coarse, almost like the hairs of a horse's tail, even compares them to an animal. I'm probably not saying anything surprising to you about Christopher Columbus. Now, I don't want to exaggerate Cabeza de Vaca in terms of possibilities. Because he's certainly still coming from a European perspective. He's still reflecting that superiority bias. But historians often point out, if you look at Cabeza de Vaca's source, his tone is certainly still reflects superiority. He certainly still says here, assumes that his God is the God that oversees everything and is the true God, if you will. But because he is entering these communities, sometimes, in some instances he's enslaved, but he's certainly not entering many of them in a position of strength. Now later he will be sort of viewed by some indigenous peoples as having some powers, if you will. Again, if we look at how he writes about the people and about the land, he certainly, again, I don't want to exaggerate, there's certainly still a sense of superiority, and he's coming from a better place, but the tone is a little more human, if you will. Let's see. Talks here about his possibilities of relieving insecures and his possibilities here. Does refer to Native peoples as ours, which is problematic. But he sees himself in a different position than Columbus in terms of providing aid in a way that Columbus seems to only be seeing what he can take. And Cabeza de Vaca seems to also be trying to think what he can give. Now, again, what he says he's giving is his faith and his religion. So I don't want to push too much with this. But I think, right, there's a sense too of not, again, thankfulness might be too far, but gratitude might be too far, but like an acknowledgement, right? we remained with these people for 8 months, he says here. Um, we never treated anyone that, okay, that's not connected to that. Um, they begged us to remember them and pray them to God, keep them healthy. We promised to do that. We left, so they left the happiest people on earth, giving us the very best they had. So again, he's saying they're happy because they've given to them, but he's still seeing the people as more as people than it seemed Columbus did. See if I can find another example here for you. Oh, my dog wants to weigh in. Hamilton. Again, in these opening pieces, right there, it's more reflection of his God and thankfulness. But again, seeing himself as a healer, right? Sick people came to us for a cure, excuse me. They brought a piece of venison. So while we can find some specific examples, overall, as you're reading through it, his tone just seems to be less suggestive of constantly fixated on what can I get. It's still there, but it's not so constant. And I think as the historian Richard White says in that video clip that you watch, with Cabeza de Vaca, there's this maybe different possibility. You can kind of see it, not fully see it, kind of think it's there. And I hope, by kind of looking at these documents with you, you've been able to kind of see examples of that as well. If you have any questions or something's unclear, be sure and let me know. I'm happy to help. Take care. I'm going to stop recording.